Hello, everybody. I just want to jump on really quick and chat about a couple of things that I've been meditating on for a few days. And, through my conversations and what I've been kind of getting in meditation and, doing my own inner healing work and stuff like that. So, basically, one of the things that is really interesting, and I was having this conversation today with my cousin as well, and a couple other people, is that, and I'm sure everybody will be able to relate to this, is that. Um, Thinking about life because isn't that what these conversations are all about, is life, and thinking about my life. And I've been thinking about at a very young age about how I had this energy of wishing for things. And I remember sitting with, I had a KB Toys, I don't know if everybody remembers this KB Toys catalog, when I was like 11 or 12 years old. And I used to sit there and look at the toys that I wanted and just wish, that I had those, and one day I was going to have them, and that kind of stuff. And I remember my mom and I used to sit there and dream about the vacations and all the traveling that we would do. And my mom used to have that stuff when she was a little younger kid too. She would, all these things that she wanted to do in life. And but it was always this energy of wishing. And then there was always this stuff of, it never happened because of money or because of time or because of this happened in life or all this kind of stuff. So it's always in the future. And something I had changed in my life probably about 7 or 8 years ago, as I just started acting on it. And so I was talking about this with my, I did a show last Wednesday, and I'm going to start doing these on a more regular basis than just once a week. But I had this idea in my head for a while to start just doing a daily video. And then the universe just happened to have my guest not come on the show for the live show. And I just happened to open up my heart and chat for about 20 minutes. And so that's another one of these moments where we just don't act on what's in our hearts. My heart was saying, do this live show every single day for a while. And because it brings me a lot of joy to share from my heart. And so I know that you guys can all relate to this, because how many times have you sat there and just wanted to do something? Maybe it was a change in your career. Maybe it was you're not happy with where the relationship you're at. Maybe it's where you're not happy on the job that you're at. And are you sitting there and waiting on it? And then, my family, my cousin that I was hanging out with this weekend, she had mentioned that she does this too. Like, this is a thing. This isn't just a me and my cousin thing. This is a human being thing. I have a lot of people saying they want to do things, and but when it comes to the not doing, the actual action, we don't want to do it. And that's why the secret from many years ago, even though it had a lot of great things that came into it, or even spiritual, the Christians do pray and stuff like that, or pagans that go out and do spell work or whatever, they you still have to act on things. There is a actual work that has to go into it. You have, like, a farmer has to plant the seeds in order for the plants to actually grow. So whatever it is that you're wanting to do in life, whether it just be go on a vacation or something, like if it's to have a family, or if it's to I get people that come to me and they want to get married and they want to have children and all that kind of stuff in there, and I'm like, well, romance isn't coming to knock on your door. You have to go out and actually do something about it. You actually have to go on dates. You have to go out and try to meet people. You have to go out and actually do the things that it's going to take to actually meet somebody. If you want to go on that vacation, it's you have to get out there. And so the pinnacle point was me, as I went on my book tour. And that was a big thing, because it was really scary and really exciting all at the same time. That was back in 2012. And then 2016, somebody said to me, I was always wanted to go on a cruise. And I remember I used to have a Carnival Cruise Lines catalog, and I used to look at it when I was a teenager. My mom and I would wish about going on cruises. We'd sit there and go, it's really not that hard. We should just do it. And we never did. And so really, I know you guys can relate to this, because how many times have you just realized that forgot about this one guiding principle? Today is your day. Today is your day to get out and do something for you. And if you don't, your life is just keeping, you're all going to be forever on that tomorrow energy. Let's push it off to tomorrow. Let's push it off to tomorrow. So guess what? The universe it's there to honor you. It's saying, sure, we'll push it off till tomorrow. We'll do that tomorrow. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Let's just do it tomorrow. And it has infinite amounts of time. And so, but with that being said, you have to do something. So I want to kind of, look at this, even the place I'm living in right now. There was a slight hesitation, and something just told me to do it. And so I went on a wine walk Thursday night with my friend Daniela, and we had so much fun. I mean, I got to meet some really cool people. I got to meet the lady that handles all the bookings and the marketing for this old hotel that they're building called, they're not building it, they're rehabbing it, called the Hacienda. And like people like Fred Astaire stayed there and all this cool stuff. And um, you know, and how many times have you just sat on ideas? I remember my mom had a million business ideas. I've had a million business ideas. How many ideas have you had and you haven't even moved forward or even taken a step forward? And today is your day. Today's your day to do it and get out there and do something for yourself. And so what we are really busy doing is working on everybody else's stuff. There's our kids need us, our family members need us, our mom and dad needs us, our friends need us. So we're all out there doing for others. And I'm not saying not be of service, because that is a part of life, is being of service, of course. And with that being said, to be of service to our community is also act on what's going on in your heart. And so, how many times have we held back on saying I love you to somebody, or I care you, or I care about you, or I'll give somebody a hug? I mean, those are things that, oh, I missed it. My mother used to say to me, you never know if somebody's not going to be here tomorrow. And it really comes down to the same thing with you. You never know what's going to be happening in an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours or a week from now. Get out there and live your life. And so, you know, I was just thinking about all that stuff and how many years that I wasted, except everything happens exactly the way it's supposed to. What I thought was my biggest regrets in life is I had left HSBC many years ago in 2004, and I went to go onto another company called Advocate Mortgage. And I ended up running that mortgage company and being a loan officer there and all this other kind of stuff. I always thought that was like one of my biggest mistakes ever. And with that being said, if I hadn't had that experience, I wouldn't have the current job I have right now. And these are the things that you have to understand. So yeah, of course, all these things that, gave a lot of heartache, except they prepared you for what's happening. Now, all you have to do is just act on the opportunities, and it takes you towards what you need to go for. And it takes leaps of faith. So we end up being stagnant and depressed because we're not acting on the energies that are pushing us in a direction to help us, move towards a happier life. And so you have to actually act on these things, take your step forward, and yeah, sometimes it comes with great lessons. And that's okay. It's okay to have lessons. It's okay to have nervousness and stuff like that, because as you take these leaps of faith, these senses of nervousness get less and less. And so, but what are you doing right now? Are you sitting there complacent, because you're not happy with your life? And so, because that part of you that's not as complacent and feels depressed and upset, that's because your inner world's trying to tell you, because I've been there before. I was there not too long ago. I was stuck in a job that I didn't really care about. I liked the work that I was doing, except that I didn't really care about the job I was doing. And I liked the people I was working with. I just didn't like how everything was being run, and it didn't make me happy. And so, and it's less about the environment and more about the energy in my heart was saying, move forward, move forward. Come on, knucklehead, let's do it. Let's move forward. And so, those are things that I want you to start looking at, because depression is not a bad thing. It's a part of your GPS. It's saying, hey, you're supposed to be doing something here. You're supposed to be acting and moving forward. And so, I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to start doing some of these on a regular basis. I do a lot of daily posts that I do of memes and stuff like that. But I'd like to just get on here and express how I feel, because I remember one day back when I was doing that mortgage company, and I remember looking in the mirror and saying, I really hate my life. and how much it hurt and how much pain I was in. I was lonely and scared and upset and heartbroken. And then that started 4 years of being heartbroken and upset. And what happened is those 4 years made me look inside of myself, to really look and see what I was all about, what made me tick. Not necessarily about what I was going to do next forward. I mean, that was a part of it, but honestly, what's going to help you decide what you're going to do next is getting to know yourself, getting to know what makes you tick, and looking at all your triggers and the things that make your heart sing. And that doesn't happen in a millisecond. And that happens through all that heartache, because you have to let go of all these programs and these things that you thought who you are, and really start to figure yourself out. And that only happens by walking through hell to figure it out. Because what you're doing through hell is you're letting go of all these attachments. You're letting go of all these things that says to you, you thought you had to have, and you're like, that's not me. They let it go. Letting go of the way you think certain relationships should be. That's not what it was supposed to be like. And some of that comes with heartache. And so be prepared for that, but that's okay, because what's happening is those people you're letting them go so that they can they can move on with their lives as well, and so they can grow, and so they can go into their highest and best place, so they can have joy, and you can have joy, and maybe you'll come back together. It doesn't, or maybe something will come full circle. I've had people that I've worked for come and work, and they ended up working for me later on. So these are things you have to really start thinking on. That's why the term "let it go" is out there. So, anyways, that's all I have for tonight. Much love, everybody, and I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. And it's been a great weekend, and I hope you just live in that now of the moment, and just go and tell somebody tonight that you love them. That's a big thing. And speak from your heart. That's going to be a big thing as well. Anyways, peace. I will have Dr. Amit Goswami on this Wednesday, and we'll be actually talking at 10 p.m. on my Los Angeles Tribune show, The Quantum Brain. So it'll be a great show. Much love, everybody.